Well, damn. This year is certainly ending on a good note for me, and I hope it is for you too. I hope your holidays were amazing and you're off to begin bigger and better things. Or if it's just another day, I hope it is a good day today. But before we kick off the next year, I just wanted to thank everyone for all of your support and guidance in this project. It's been a long year, and I've learned so much from doing this and you being a part of it. I never thought I would have made it this far. I love what's happening with this, and I love that you guys are a part of it, and I love that you're loving it as much as I am. And I hope you're excited as I am for what's coming up next. Speaking of coming up next, we're going to sit down and have a chat right before the new year with our bro Chris again. You know him from 12stringsguitar.com. You can find him at guitarbychris.com. And he's doing a new project with the GinaPowersBand.com. So make sure you go and you check all those out. They do private events, and they are amazing. And rumor has it, they're getting ready to release some studio tracks. So how about I shut up and we find out some more about it from Chris himself. It's episode 9. Let's get it rolling.
You know what I heard?
Spill it. I gotta know.
I think it could be true.
Can you believe what they just said?
That can't be true.
Tell me more.
Have you heard?
They said what? Do you believe everything you hear? This is Rumorcast.
All right, man, we're going to fucking do this shit just on the fly. Because I don't have any fucking plan at all.
That's, you make it sound like that's how you're going through life.
What?
I just have no plan whatsoever.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's kind of the best way, a little bit.
I like to have a little bit of a plan these days. I try not to just go by the seat of my pants anymore. Geez, I'm being, like, defeated by this beer.
Oh,
what is this?
Turn it around. Turn it around. No. Turn it around. Okay, so, yep. Now put your thumbs on each side of it and push.
Oh,
there we go.
This archaic technology, man. This was back before, like, actual bottle tops were invented.
You know, right? For the listeners, we're drinking some, what do they call these? Not the brand, the bottle.
Old-timey?
No, there's a name for them. No, because you can get like bigger versions of these bottles, and you can take them into breweries, and they'll fill them for you.
Oh, a growler.
A growler, yeah. So they're growlers.
This is tasty. I haven't had a... Can we say what we're drinking here? Are you afraid?
I don't know. Oh, fuck it. We're drinking Grolsch in the growler bottles.
After you, when they send you a cease and desist.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You can go back and beep that out. We're drinking
a
spook.
Okay, I'm not making... none of this is monetized yet, just so you know. So, leave me alone. I'm promoting your product. It's a great product. I just had a guest on that said he loved it, so...
Oh, I'll second that. This is tasty, man. I haven't had one of these in years.
Yeah. So, if Grolsch, if you want to sponsor me, I'm okay with a phone call.
Oh, that's the dream. I keep... I keep tagging Ibanez and D'Addario and Pro Arte strings.
Oh, yeah?
And all my Instagram stuff, really hoping they'll send me some free stuff. And it hasn't happened yet. Man, I should be putting Dunlop picks on there, too. Just throwing names out there. I just want 12 free sets of strings a year.
Right.
That's
yeah, for real, man.
Just once a month. Send me some free stuff.
Yeah. Well, you know what really does it is those people on YouTube that... they do product testing and reviewing and stuff like that. Oh, they love giving away free shit to them.
I should really try that.
Hey, there you go. You are a professional musician.
Well, I mean, I try to be.
Come on, man. You're good.
I've, I don't know. We can, like I said, you've got no plan here as far as what we're going to talk about. I don't know. We can go right into, my area of expertise is music, but I can talk about my drive on the way over.
Yeah, do it, man. Do it. It's fucking insanity.
The fact that it's winter, and for some reason I'm surprised that snow falls every year. Every year it starts snowing. I'm like, what?
Yeah, seriously.
When did I didn't get the memo? Yeah, well, I'll come back to that too, because I got real excited the other day when I bought some really nice new windshield wipers.
Okay.
So I knew, I was like, man, I'm getting old. If that's like just
if that's the highlight.
It was like the highlight of 2 weeks for me, man. Every time I just had to turn them on, I was like, God, it's clear.
No, right?
That's so great. No streaking. Oh man, life is good.
Mm-hmm.
No, my drive over was, and I don't live too far from you anyway, but it was super slick out there. And then I will make one observation here, and that is, if you're at a stoplight and you're not in the turn lane, the right turn lane, or the left turn lane, you're in the forward, the straight lane. You don't get to just cut across everybody else because you missed your turn. You have to go to the next intersection, and it's up to you to correct that problem.
Seriously.
You can't just be like, well, hold up, VIP coming through.
Right. I'm escorting myself.
Right. I've got places to be. The rest of you, screw off. I'm making a turn here, regardless.
Was it a newer car or older car?
Oh, it was newer.
Was it?
It was newer, like an older car.
Could totally understand.
That's a different story because they don't care if their car gets hit.
Right.
They're not like important. They're like, God, I hope this car gets totaled.
No, exactly. Funny story.
And then they can just get rid of it.
When I first bought my car, that blue car I got, when I first bought that fucking thing, I went to St. Cloud to go pick it up from the dealership. And first thing I did, because this car is like the newest car that's been in my family, because my family, we grew up poor. We're talking like, the fake pizza where their mom takes a hot dog bun and then puts like fucking spaghetti sauce on it with a couple slices of cheese.
Did you drink powdered milk?
No, we didn't have powdered milk, but dude, powdered mashed potatoes was like a staple in my house. Fucking ramen burritos. You ever fucking heard of ramen burritos?
No, but after your story here, I'll touch on that a little bit.
Okay. So ramen burrito, you take a bag of the bag ramen, not like the cup of noodle ramen. You take a bag.
Yeah, the square packet, right?
Yes, yep. And you crush it all up, and then you open one end of the bag, and you take out the sauce packet.
Yep.
And you boil some water. And then what you do is you pour the water into the bag with all the crushed up noodles, and then you just sprinkle like a little bit of the packet in there, and then you roll it up tight, and then you roll it in a towel and leave it sit for 5 minutes, and the noodles soak up the water and they stick to each other, so you can unwrap that bitch like a burrito and just fucking eat it on the go, man. Pour.
I thought you were going to say we used to just crush those noodles up. and
Mom, get my mirror.
We're doing ramen tonight.
But anyway, when I bought my car, first thing I did is I went to go pick up my mom because I wanted to show off my new car to my mom, and I wanted her to ride it. And
is this new in finger quotes?
This is new in finger quotes.
New to you.
New to me, yes. This is the newest car that my family has ever been. For anybody wondering, I drive a 2015 Chrysler.
Oh, that's newer than anything I've owned, man.
Right. See, so I'm proud of my shit.
You should be.
That's like my status symbol. Like, hey, he's not poor anymore. He's not rich. He's not wealthy, but he's not poor.
His car's only like 4 years old.
Right, exactly. So I'm all proud of it. I take it over my mom's. Of course, she jumps in and she cries right away. She's like, "Oh my God, honey, I'm so proud of you." Like, it's that whole emotional moment. And she's like, "Is it fast?" And I was like, "Well, kinda. Yeah, it's got a little giddy up go." She's like, "I want to see." And I'm like, well, fucking A, all right, I guess. So we go on the highway, and I get on the on-ramp, and I just fucking gun it. And she's got 300 horse in it, so she'll put you back in the seat a little bit. It's not a fucking, Camaro Z1, but anyway, she's like, "Oh my God, I'm having a heart attack." I'm like, "Stop, all right. Thank you, Mom. I love you." But anyway, we're coming back to Cashwise in St. Cloud, right? And I'm taking, I know,
I
right?
loves me some Food Club.
I know, right? So we're going to Cashwise to get my mom groceries, and we're turning on the street the Cashwise is in. Now, on the opposing street, this is rush hour traffic. So the lanes, both lanes are full, and there's a right-hand turn lane. So you've got the left-hand turn lane, the straight lane, and the right-hand turn lane. And there's fucking like bumper to bumper traffic for almost the entire fucking block. And I turn onto the street, and this dude in front of me in a brand fucking new BMW 7 Series is trying to make a left-hand turn into the gas station, but it's packed bumper to bumper. So Minnesota nice, guess what the fuck happens? Instead of going on the green light, a couple of people fucking stop
to let him through into the gas station. This jackass in his Beamer guns it, forgets about the right turn lane, and this fucking 80-year-old couple in a Honda Accord just boom smokes the BMW, dude, right in front of me and my mom. Now my mom's a nurse, so she freaks out. Oh, honey, you gotta stop, we gotta help them, they could be dead, oh my god. And I'm like, Mom, they're fine, it wasn't that bad, the airbag's deployed, I'm sure they're okay. No, you gotta stop. We pull into the parking lot, dude, she jumps out of my car and fucking goes up to the old people. She doesn't give a fuck about the Beamer. She goes up to the old people. She's like, oh my god, are you okay? Da, da, da. And she tries to start conducting the scene and everything. I had to pull her away because the police showed up and they're like, ma'am, it's okay, we've got your statement done. I'm like, Mom, come on, they're fine.
My mom would have been like, keep driving.
I know, right? I would have kept going.
Just keep driving.
Yeah, they're fine.
We got places. I've been noticing lately too, the more often I go home, like I have a fairly morbid sense of humor.
That's okay.
yeah, I've got no problem with it. I'm pretty happy about it. And and then lately though, when I've been going home and listening to my mom talk about stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense where this all comes from now. Pretty dark.
Just rolls downhill.
Oh yeah. It's not a bad thing. But I'm gonna bring us back to ramen noodles.
Yes, I was just gonna remind you, ramen burrito.
Well,
Go.
yeah, the ramen burrito. So I used to, and it's weird that I look back. I mean, I didn't grow up super, super poor. There were just a lot of kids in my family, so you had to spread money out a little bit.
There was no such thing as personal possession.
Oh man, no! I want to say I was probably 17 when I had my first hot shower.
Oh shit!
No, I wasn't.
Are you sure you weren't poor?
Well, you're like, you got to get up real early in the morning to get the hot water.
Yeah, you had to pull the chain. And
yeah, right. Well, I had to start the fire up and put the pot on. I'm like, where the hell was I going with that? But no, so like I didn't,
burrito.
I ate really well growing up, but when I moved out, and that when was on my own, that was a different story. Then I was broke, super broke. I mean, I had money, but I spent it on stupid stuff. You could be hungry as hell, and I used to smoke back then too. So it'd be like, you always had money for cigarettes.
Always.
And Mountain Dew.
Cannot go without that shit.
Because
there's luxury and fucking necessity.
Well, and cigarettes and Mountain Dew were a necessity. And then I would eat like there was a point in time when I lived off, like that really big ass Rice Krispie treats.
Yes. Yeah, dude.
So I would eat that, but like the ramen noodles. So I would buy ramen, and I had a roommate and he would eat it like no water or anything. He would cook the noodles, dump all the water out, and then just put the seasoning on it, which is a little rich for my taste.
Right. Yeah, that's hardcore.
Yeah, that's my tongue's burning just talking about that. Right, dude, but so my supper though would generally be that bowl of ramen, the soup, and 4 pieces of white bread. That's what I would eat. And
fuck yeah.
And it was all just, it wasn't about like, I'm going to have this good tasty meal. It was basically like, I need something in my stomach so I don't die.
Right, exactly.
And, so like a loaf of bread's cheap. Ramen at the time was super cheap, 8 to 10 cents a pack.
Yeah. Oh, this has calorie content. I'll make the sacrifice on
all
the salt.
That mattered. And again, so it was basically like dip the bread in the soup and so you could eat it. Right. Not even butter. Dude, I need to have butter on my
butter's
bread.
Expensive, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
And, well, I mean, I guess I could have got like some whatever
I
your
can't
substitute
believe
is.
it's not butter.
I was going to say parquet.
Yeah. Fabio!
Yeah. That's my non-existent hair blowing in the wind. But yeah, I don't know. I look back at that time fondly though, man. It's one of those where like at the time it sucked like, oh man, you see people out there with nice things and whatnot, but I felt like it built a lot of character. Now, like, I feel I eat really well now, and not because I spend a lot of money on food, but just I got smart and learned how to cook.
Yes, that's right.
Before I came over here today, man, like I got up this morning and did all the things I need to do, and then I made a big ass crock pot of chili, man.
Oh, so jealous. Not me. I got lazy as fuck tonight and went through the drive-thru.
Oh man, that's too bad. I had chili for lunch. I'll probably have chili when I go home after this.
I need to make chili again.
Oh, dude. Okay, and so answer me this then, because people tend to do different things with their chili as far as what they eat with it. I'm really big on I make cornbread with
Oh,
my
yeah.
chili, and I did today. This is a good segue to some
I'm
other
so
stuff too.
curious right now.
So when I was going to school, elementary and high school, when you had chili for lunch, that was always a special day because you had a cinnamon roll for dessert.
Motherfucker, you got cinnamon
A
rolls?
cinnamon roll. That was the meal, dude. Was chili and that cinnamon roll. And I don't know what it is about like chili and a cinnamon roll together. And I don't know if that's just something that people that went to my school now are like, oh man, we're getting chili.
dude.
We better make cinnamon rolls.
Fuck that. We never got cinnamon rolls. That's some bullshit.
It was a rare occurrence, man. It wasn't like you had it once a month even. You know, it was like, okay, there's chili on the menu today.
Okay. That makes me feel better.
Yeah, it was a treat. But nowadays, so I'm it's kind of been ingrained into me that if I'm gonna have chili, I kind of want a cinnamon roll with it.
Oh, I suppose.
But instead, I had cornbread today, and otherwise, I would throw some Fritos in there. People are gonna listen to this podcast and be like, "You get this musician on here, and he just talked about
right?
his love of food and what he ate when he was poor."
Oh, fuck it, man. We got to learn all about you and me and whatnot.
man,
you had your music episode, man.
I did. I thought about that too. I was like, man, I don't just want to go in here and talk about and just rehash everything I talked about last time.
No.
And I felt
Because this isn't going to stop. Like, this is just one episode. You know what I mean? Like, I intend to
you've been
continue.
warned.
I bet
people.
you're right.
This is just going to keep going.
Dude, after the Christmas episode, that was episode 8, bro.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
so in the podcast world, that's considered the make it or break it
Really?
episode. Yeah, so that's how they kind of get a rough idea. Is a podcast going to make it? If it's less than 8 episodes, chances are likely they're just going to drop it and not do it anymore. If it goes over 8 episodes, then chances are likely it's going to continue on further. And this is number 9, bro.
Nice. Well, so what's your goal, though? I mean, obviously, monetization is the goal of, I kind of feel like the goal of just about anything.
Well, I'm so conflicted on that because I'm not doing this to get paid. Like, I'm having a lot of fun right now, just sitting here talking to you and then editing.
But think how much more fun it would be if you knew you were getting paid.
Right. No, I'm not arguing that. I would love to do this for a living. If I could set up 2 interviews a week,
Oh, yeah.
that would be my dream. You know what I mean? And get, like, I want advertisers, and that's where the real money is
Grolsch.
advertising. Yeah, Grolsch. Grolsch, you need to call me, bro, because
Listen to me drinking.
I'll just sit here and talk by myself, man, for you. I will fucking advertise the fuck out of that. But another thing too is it's weird. After I started doing this, I started to get emails because I track how many listeners I have, RSS subscribers, stuff like that. And I have about 100 right now, which isn't many, and it's spread all over the fucking world. Mostly in the Midwest. Dude, I've got 2 listeners in China. I've got a fucking listener in Ireland.
I was gonna say, like, you got some dude in Singapore who's like, God, I love your stuff.
Right, seriously,
Keep it up, man.
Like, thank you. I will try to learn different ways to say thank you, maybe. But yes, that would be nice if I could get some sponsors and then do it full time. That would be a dream come true.
So, recently, I have a lot of conversations with people, but one of the best things I've ever heard about any kind of business stuff right now, and self-employment, things like that too, man, is you need to be getting paid when you sleep.
Right.
You know, passive
Exactly.
income, man, that is totally where it's at.
Oh, yeah.
And figuring out a way to do that, and I guess it's obviously easier said than done, right?
Well, in this is actually it's actually a lot easier than you think because anybody can listen to this. So it goes by listens. Like, there's 2 categories. There's ones for listens and ones for downloads.
Okay.
So the biggest one is, I believe it's downloads. Or no, it is listens. It is listens. So I've been getting emails from, that's where I was going with that story. I totally got fucking derailed. So,
I did that to you.
yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay. So these trackers that I use for my podcast, these same websites, they also, I didn't even know they did this. They'll send you emails saying, hey, these are the advertisers that are looking for people to sponsor, and this is the criteria you have to meet. And so I don't meet the criteria yet. So the first barrier for me is to be able to prove with these trackers that I am acquiring 1,000 listeners per month, or 1,000 listens per month.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then the way they pay you is every month you go back and you take an account of how many listens that you had on your podcast based on the platforms, and accounts for all platforms. So like iTunes, Google Play, my website. And then you take a record of that and you send it to them with an invoice, and then they pay you per how many listens that you have, and it's broken into like tiers. So if you have over 1,000 listens, we'll pay you $10. If you have over 10,000 listens, we'll pay you $100, et cetera, et cetera.
Whew. That's a lot. I mean, I guess if you break it down and there's, over 7.5 billion people in the world getting 1,000 listens a month.
Dude, Joe Rogan has 3.2 million subscribers.
Yeah, that's, again, and that's the thing too, but, building up to that point is kind of hard. And I've got some buddies of mine.
Yeah.
And we have this discussion a lot of like, we should do a podcast, man. We say some really funny stuff, but we're funny to a niche market, which is
right.
like me and 4 of my friends.
Right.
So it's like you can't go on and do a podcast that's 20 years of inside jokes.
I know.
People are going
That's
to
the
get
worst.
that stuff. But, it's trial and error, man, too. Like you said, you made it past, this is number 9.
This is 9 right now. Yeah.
Has the 8th one aired yet?
It hasn't.
Okay,
no,
that's
my Christmas
that's
episode.
your Christmas episode.
So I figured we could do the New Year's episode.
Nice. Yeah, that's right. 2020 is coming up.
Token year. Holy shit, you're getting the Token
20?
New Year podcast, Chris.
Woo!
You're welcome. Whoo, and there goes a subscriber.
Yeah, right. They're just gone. I'm pretty stoked about that, man. It's hard to believe that it's going to be 2020 already. That makes me feel a little bit older. Well, I don't know. It's not bad. Every year has been a good year, progressively better, I should say. And this is where we can actually go into talking business and stuff too. So the last time I talked to you, July 3rd, we discussed. What was I doing? I was playing music still, and I was teaching music.
Yeah, we were talking about the college. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I'm still there, still out at VCSU, except for after I talked to you over the summer, I was teaching a course called The Business of Music, and I learned a lot.
But you were teaching it? So you were teaching it and taught yourself?
Yeah, because I kind of, just right before the semester started, they're like, we've got this course. It was built. The class was built already. I kind of took it over for somebody. And so... maybe I shouldn't say this too, but I kind of was like 2 weeks ahead of the class, essentially, as far as like going through everything and like knowing
already.
the material. Again, having it built really helped. So I did that, and then when the next semester was coming up, I was scheduled to teach history of rock and roll, which was badass.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a fun class.
That sounds so much fun.
It was cool, man. Like, it was one of those too where I found some really good materials, and I worked with a website or a publishing company that had things built and Spotify playlists built already. But it was fun because he'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that was a really good song." And you go back and listen to this stuff, and just that was
one rando will just hit you, and you're like, "Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
That was good." And so with that class, it was a lot of fun to just be like, they had to do quizzes and stuff like that. But at the end of the semester, I made them write a paper, a bio / why you like this band on their favorite band. And I've been getting some really good ones, and I'm surprised too, because it's one of those where, I guess I haven't really stopped to look at, I just kind of get a list of names as far as people who are in the class. It's all online, so I don't really always know the age group, but I'm starting to figure out the age group now as the papers come in.
Okay, all right.
People are like, "Oh yeah, this is my paper on Def Leppard." I'm like, okay, I got a good idea of where you're at age-wise.
I like how you chose the uphill battle.
Or like someone I read one today. It was on Black Sabbath, and someone else had one on TLC.
How old are these guys? How old are these kids?
Oh, well, I don't even know if I'd call them kids, man. I would say a lot of them are, with the online classes that I've been teaching, I have found that I get a lot of people who they're out working and stuff already.
Okay.
But, they're maybe trying to get another degree. Some of them are probably kids. Like I said, I don't really get an age range on them because I don't see them in person.
Oh, I suppose, yeah.
So I picked up that class. I was originally scheduled to teach that class. I was like, okay, this will be cool. Plus my guitar students as well out there. I had like 5 or 6 guitar lessons that I was teaching. And as time went on, though, and the semester was drawing near, they needed someone to fill 2 other classes. So about 2 weeks before the semester started, I took on 2 more classes. One of them was music appreciation. That one I taught face-to-face, kind of hybrid. I'll come back to that one in a second.
And yes.
Then, applied pedagogy, which is teaching people how to teach music.
What's that called?
Pedagogy. That's
Pedagogy.
teaching people how to teach.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it was an interesting class because that's again, it was a course that was already built, and I took it over for someone. And the nice thing about that too, again, 100% online, but the people that were taking it are already out in the world as musicians or music teachers doing their thing and finishing up a degree. So that was a lot of fun too, and just learning a lot about these people. And
how did you even get roped into that?
I wouldn't say roped in because I willingly did it. It was one of those where our program's growing out there. It's a good problem to have.
Nice. Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
a really good problem to have. And so, we're kind of like, well, you have so many full-time people and they can only teach so many credits. I mean, you're going to fry people out if you like, okay, well, here's 18 credits for you to teach. That's madness.
Right.
I ended up actually teaching 11 and a half credits this semester, which was a lot. But it went well. I was actually, finals are, today would have been the last day of actual classes, and then finals are this week.
Oh my God.
I
didn't even think about that, I suppose.
Yeah, I haven't had a year since 2008 where my year starts in January. My year starts in August.
Okay.
I'm on an academic calendar all the time, so it's weird to me. Like, it's the new year. No, it's spring semester.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but so music appreciation, we'll touch on that a little bit. That was an interesting course too that I also took over for someone. And
so this is a second class now.
Yeah, so I ended up teaching three credit courses.
Oh, fuck.
And again, it was a learning experience, and it was nice though because I felt it really it forced me to become a better teacher.
Nice.
On the fly.
All right, yeah. Trial by fire.
Yeah. And again, there were some things I learned that I could do better. Every time I would open up Blackboard, I'm like, man, I'm going to stay ahead of my grading. 178 assignments need grading. I'm like, well, how do I keep letting this happen? It's only been a week.
Lots of beer and party.
Yeah, and that's what I would do. Like Friday mornings was essentially I would open up my computer and start grading, man.
Mm-hmm.
But so when I taught music appreciation, this was one of the first times that I have taught a general education course in person. I've done other in-person classes. I taught guitar method.
Education.
Yeah.
How do we go from music to general education?
Well, because this music appreciation fills a gen ed requirement. You need an arts and humanities credit.
Sure.
So like I've done group guitar, and I did that again this semester at NDSU. That's face-to-face. And I've done guitar methods, which is basically teaching people how to play and or teach guitar, and that's generally a smaller class. You're working with maybe 8 people tops.
Okay.
Now, this gen ed course, the music appreciation that I taught, was 30 people in a lecture hall, and I shouldn't even say a lecture hall; it's in the recital hall. And so I've got my podium and I'm up on the stage, and I have this big projector behind me too. Get my laptop all hooked up.
Oh my
and
God,
stuff.
I can't even imagine the pressure. How many people?
30 people in there.
How many can it seat?
Oh, the hall itself, probably, I got to think.
A couple hundred?
Yeah, maybe 150 tops.
150? And let me guess, those 30 people, they're all separated.
Oh, they were all in the back. Right.
All in the back?
So this first day of class.
Yes. Nice. I love it when I ask good questions.
Well, I'm glad this is going to air after the semester's fully over, because so the first day I go in there, and this is the first time I've taught a gen ed class like this, and I'm starry-eyed, dude. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be so much fun. Everybody's way in the back, so I'm like, all right, I don't have a microphone or anything either, so I'm not going to yell.
Oh, right, exactly. There's only fucking 30 of you, and get your asses up
so
here.
I was like, you move to the front 2 rows, please. And right away, I'm like, okay. Who's ready and excited to learn about some music?
You did not.
I did. And crickets, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Just silent.
Yeah, this ain't elementary school.
And then I was like, Who took this class because they need 3 general ed credits? 30 hands.
Yes, I knew it.
So that's the first week. And, and like I said, I'm meticulously planning what I'm going to talk about and going through all this stuff. We only meet one day a week for 50 minutes, and then everything else is online. So I have one lecture where I'll cover a unit or however many chapters, and then I have a bunch of online quizzes and like some listening assignments they have to do.
Sure.
And the majority of the class is just listening to music anyway. Now, I did undergrad in music. I did a master's degree in music. Even I don't like listening to chant.
Chant?
Yeah, like old school, what they would have sang in a monastery back in the 1300s.
Oh, God. Oh,
so
that's in the curriculum?
Yeah, and so this is the thing. I think a lot of people came into that class thinking it would be more like the rock and roll course, where you're like, we're going to learn about music and stuff. And
when does Ozzy come up here?
Yeah, well, probably about the last 2 weeks of class. But for right now, here's Hildegard von Bingen.
Oh my God!
We're gonna listen to some chant and stuff. So
how many fell asleep?
Oh, dude, I have never. I have never lectured in front of, and again, this isn't anything personal against the students, because I get when you're taking a gen ed course. Like, I took gen ed courses, man, where it's like, dude.
Yeah. Just get your C in and get out.
I just don't want to. Well, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the C's get degrees attitude.
I know.
I mean, if you're going to take a class,
it's like astronomy, man. You're going for a fucking computer engineering degree.
Yeah.
And you got to take astronomy. It's like, come the fuck
dude,
on.
I was getting a music degree and I had to take calculus. That wasn't fun.
Right. Seriously.
I
get it. I get it.
Me out. So I understand 100%. But damn, man, that first day was disheartening. That was hard to watch so many disinterested people. And so as time goes on, I'm teaching this class. And again, it was...
Truth is real.
Yeah, it was... I enjoyed it for the most part. It was, it wasn't something where I let that get to me and I'm like, oh man, they hate it. Because when I would go online then and grade their assignments, there were some very thoughtful, articulate answers to their questions. So they were taking stuff in.
That's great sign for a teacher,
I
man.
felt pretty good about that. But like when you're actually in the class and you're up there that first day too, and I was lecturing and talking about stuff, I would ask questions and again it would be silent, and I finally just had to be like, I will stand here and stare at you until somebody answers this question.
Did you say that?
I did.
That's fucking awesome.
It has to be done sometimes. But so some people would answer. Or other times I would just, and I didn't bother to learn anybody's name. That's just awful. But I'd be like, you.
That's fucking
what do you
great.
think about this? And you kind of force them to talk. But as time went on, so this was, again, one day a week, attendance really started to drop.
Oh, no.
By the end of the semester, we were at maybe anywhere between 10 to 12 people would show up for class. But those people, they excelled, man. They did really good. And that was the thing. It's like,
did anybody fail?
Well, I can't talk about that just yet. The semester's not over yet.
Oh, noted.
They have a final to take still.
The next episode with Chris is going to air in February.
Yeah, right. Well, and that's just it, man, where it's... I've never failed anyone in my life. I tell students this. I've never failed anyone in my life. You fail yourself.
Oh, well, yeah, dude. If you're not going to put in at least a little bit of fucking effort.
Right. But for the most part, people do pretty well in the class because it consists of this. You show up, I talk for maybe 15 minutes tops, and we listen to music. The rest of the time is like, well, I should say in between. So I'd be like, okay, the last lecture I did, we were talking about world music. So I'm like, okay, here are some different instruments from around the world. Here's an example of what this sounds like.
Right.
And then you listen to it. We had a section on jazz up to the 1950s. Like, okay, here's some Count Basie, here's some Duke Ellington. Listen to this. Here's Take the A Train. And we listen to it, and you don't have to be super engaged.
Just pay attention.
Just pay attention. And so that was a learning experience for me, probably as much as it was for the students too. Overall, it was a great experience, but it was different going from a very major specific stuff that I have been teaching, which is, again, usually my guitar classes or applied pedagogy is a music major class, going from that to a gen ed class, it was a little bit different. And I'm glad I did it. And I'll be teaching 2 more gen eds in the spring here. Once again, history of rock and roll. Love that class.
Oh, that sounds so great.
It's fun, man. That one's a lot of fun. And I actually get to teach that one in person this time and not just online. So
nice.
It'll be nice to actually to interact with students there. And hopefully they're a little bit more engaged. And I think they will be. And then I have a music fundamentals as well, which is just the basics of music.
Honestly, dude, I think at least half of those kids that didn't show up towards the end of it, I really believe those were the kids that were just like, fuck it, I'm going to try and skate my way through college.
Well, maybe,
or my generals. I'm going to try and skate my way through generals.
Well, I had a different experience with it too, and maybe that's part of it is, so I didn't go back to college until I was 26.
Okay.
And
oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
you
we
telling
talked a
me
little bit about that
yeah.
last time. Yeah, the first time I went, I got my doctorate in partying.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yes, that's right. That's right.
Major in partying, minor in possession.
Yes.
So when I went back, it wasn't this like, oh, I'm looking to make friends and this is a new experience and I'm fresh out of the house. It was like, I'm here to work. I got to get this done. My mindset was different. But with a lot of students that were taking these classes, this is the first time in college, they're younger. So they do have that mindset that's a little bit different. They're not just like, all right, we're here to work really hard.
Yep.
And I'm sure some of them were. I shouldn't say they're not there to work really hard. I'm sure a lot of them are. But it's just a different mindset when you go back as an older student versus a younger student. Now, boy, that was a little bit of a rant on teaching. But it was good. I mean, like I said, that was a business as far as the teaching goes really picked up since the last time I talked to you. I'm trying to think of how many people I was teaching privately last time I talked to you, and now
I think you told me it was around 14.
Oh, it's at like 25 now.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, my private. So I have been so ridiculously busy in the last couple months. So again, since I talked to you, my private studio really picked up. We actually just had our studio recital the other day. That was really cute. A lot of kids playing Christmas tunes and whatnot.
That's awesome. Was it recorded?
No, usually I take videos of it, and I didn't this time. But we had about 70, 80 people in the audience.
Shit.
Yeah, so there's a little part of me that we do it in conjunction with a piano studio, which is really nice because then you get some piano, some guitar, some piano.
Yeah.
But I feel bad because I'm like, that's a lot of people to play in front of. In general.
No pressure, kid.
Yeah, right? But they all did really well. And one of the best compliments I heard was one of the parents came up to me and was like, I can just hear the progression in all your students. I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Ooh,
that's
that
good
is
to
a
hear.
good compliment. Yeah.
But yeah, that was, so business has been picking up as far as the private teaching thing goes.
Nice.
Business has been picking up as far as the education world.
Dude, so you're fucking busy.
Yeah, man.
I'm surprised you made it here tonight.
Oh, dude, you could watch me age in real time. I'm a little grayer. Did you notice I'm grayer and more bald than I was last time?
Oh man, that's fucking great. Holy
but it's been a really good thing. Like I said, it's a good experience. If as a musician, you want to be busy, man.
Oh,
if you're not busy, something's going wrong.
Right.
But I've also learned a lot about work-life balance
this
year, as far as like what can I do and what should I be doing as far as trying to maintain some semblance of sanity while still getting everything done. I think the hardest thing for me now too has been like I love practicing, man, and I feel like it's really important, especially if you're trying to learn new tunes or keep your chops up.
You emphasized it very well in the last episode.
Oh man, like that's what it's about for me. But that was one of the things I ran into this whole semester was there would be days where I'm like, okay, get up, we're gonna hit the gym, we're gonna come home, get all cleaned up, practice for a while, maybe take care of some emails, and then do our teaching later at night. Well, you'd start practicing, go to answer emails. That first week of class, dude, I probably answered 250 emails.
Oh my
just
God.
Just because of people like, well, what do we do here and here and here? And I mean, normally I don't have tenure, so I can't say what I want.
Don't push it too far,
right.
Chief.
That's the thing too. Would be I mean, like most times you could just be like, it's in the syllabus. You should just read the syllabus and then email me, man. So there was a lot of that where it's like, you want to be doing something, but it's like, well, I got to take care of this because I can't just leave them hanging. That was one thing I hated when I was in college, is if you'd shoot a professor an email and then like 2 weeks would go by and they wouldn't answer you. I tried.
Right, but I mean, at the same time, I can't tell you how many times I've read online about, professors that are just like, did you read the syllabus? Like,
that's usually where
and
the
it's
answer is.
like, how do you not read the syllabus? I mean, it's like it's the entire overview
of the course
of how you're going to spend the rest of your fucking days for the next couple months.
Yep. Well, and that too, like, I look at it and I think about. I actually had this conversation this morning with a guy at the gym. He was talking about his kids in college now, and he's in all these ensembles, and I was like, yeah, but that's like, you never have this much time again as when you're in college.
Right.
You get out into the real world and you look back, you're like, man, that was cushy. That was so cushy. I even look back like grad school. I remember grad school being like, I'm so busy. I'm so stressed out. And I look back at that now, I'm like, that's the most free time I've ever had. And you get out there and you start gigging and you're teaching and you're performing. I guess it's any degree you're working in the real world. It's like, oh, dude, I'm so busy. What I would give to go back and be a student again, and my job is going and sitting in this BS class,
right?
Where nobody's. I've had my computer out and I've actually got headphones on, and nobody's even said anything to me.
Exactly.
So that kind of stuff. I don't know, man.
At the same time, though, it's good to be busy, especially with you.
Yeah.
Because you're accomplishing. You know what I mean? When you were back in school, you were working towards something.
Oh, right.
But all that time you spent on the couch and partying, you weren't accomplishing anything.
No. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I learned something back then too. But I guess that's any experience. As long as you can learn something, maybe it wasn't worthless. But no, that's when you're in school, that's your job. Your job is to be a student, and you're learning and training to go into whatever profession you're going to go into. If you decide to use your degree,
right?
That's another topic I don't even want to.
Yeah,
touch.
Let's not touch on that. We're probably going to piss off a lot of people.
Well, I don't think there's any such thing as a useless degree so long as you know how to apply yourself in general. You might get a degree and do something totally different from that degree, but you're using the skills you learned in said coursework. Where was I going with this here?
I'm not sure. Would it surprise you to know that? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You just trailed off.
Yeah, it's just. Phil, where was I? I'm not your keeper.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Just roll with it, homie.
Oh, just the keeping busy though, man. That's the thing. Is like, and again, as a musician, you talk to any musicians out there, anyone who's mostly self-employed. That's what you're looking for. You want to be busy, but finding a good work-life balance, bringing around full circle.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's what it comes back to,
Yes.
and that's something that I really learned a lot about myself this semester. Was like, I thought before when I was like, I have this many students, I'm at my limit, and now, when I've stretched myself a little further, I'm surprised that I was able to handle as much as I did, but I'm also realizing where my limits are too. At
the same token, though, because I know you, I feel like I know you fairly well.
Gulch beer.
These Grolsch growlers are great. Oh my god! See, we've already got your ad worked out, Grolsch. Seriously,
that's what it is. You're like, there's a train coming by. There was.
It's just like The Rock. Choo choo, bitches. Here's what I want to know is, because obviously music is your passion.
Yeah, it is.
So even though you're stretching yourself, you're still doing something that you love. So how do you define? I mean, because here's the thing. It's like I have a daytime job. I haven't quit my day job.
We'll get you there, buddy.
Yeah, I hope so. Maybe if anybody at my company is listening to this is down the road. It's okay. I promise I'm going to put in a good effort of a career there. Anyway, when I come home and I do something like this with you, this is my passion.
Yeah.
But music for you is your passion. So when you say that work-life balance, what I want to know is, how do you define the line between because I just get this impression you're constantly doing what you love.
Right. Well, so even though you can be doing something that you love doesn't mean it's not necessarily work too. So for me, it's taking some time. When I say work-life balance, I mean taking some time to say, I'm just going to step back today and not worry about clocking this many hours of practice or booking these gigs or,
Sure.
getting all this set up. But I'm actually going to take some time to just relax. Like if I'm going to decompress, those like charging pads you can put your phone on?
Yes.
Yeah, that's like when I lay on my couch. So like again, for me, decompressing is maybe one like hanging out with some buddies, and I'm a gamer too. I love video games.
Have you seen the new Xbox?
I don't like to look at stuff I can't have for a while. But so like getting
You ready to really for me to break your spirits?
Yeah,
Did you hear they announced a new BioShock?
Oh man. So I still haven't even like I was super stoked about Gears 5 and I got it. Love Gears of War, and I just haven't been playing a lot of it because I haven't had a ton of time. And I'm a big Diablo fan as well.
Diablo's so good.
Oh man, I love to just. One of the things I like about those games, and again, I've got a bunch of buddies that will play Diablo or will play Gears of War, and I'm more of a team player kind of stuff. I don't generally do a lot of versus things when I play, say,
sure.
Halo or
Multiplayer.
Yeah, I love like team.
Co-op.
Yeah,
Co-op,
or
Okay.
like on Gears, it's called Horde.
Yeah.
Love Horde.
Yeah.
And then Diablo, obviously, you raid dungeons together. But I like to imagine as we're doing this, because obviously the storyline, you're the hero. But realistically, I like to think of it as like they were just having a barbecue. And
Motherfucker.
And we just show up, or like the Horde's all there, and they're like, today we'd like to congratulate Larry for 30 years of service in the Locust Swarm, and here to present him with his gold watch. And then we boom! We
fucking
come in
right.
there, and we're just they're like, oh my mother of God! Like
Fuck
the horror.
you, Larry.
We just went into his retirement party, and we're shooting the place up for no reason whatsoever. Or same thing where you're raiding dungeons and they're like, they're coming at you and you think they're trying to kill you, but they're like, dude, you should try this coleslaw.
Dude, this motherfucker straight up turned Gears 5 into a fucking barbecue.
That's the thing. We'll be playing that, man, and that's kind of what we're thinking the whole time. We're like, we're probably the assholes here, dude.
That reminds me of that fucking video online where is that Europe dude and he's in like the Nazi type uniform, whatever, and he's like, are we the baddies?
Well, that's what I think about when I'm playing that. Like, oh yeah, Grolsch.
See, it's fun now, huh?
It
now
is.
That
Now I learned how to run this this archaic bottle.
Right?
You're gonna have to
school.
go back and edit so I can see it on the computer. We really clipped out there. We were having such a good time.
We like broke the fuck out of
did.
that. No, I go through and I equalize
Scrunch
it and
it
then
down.
I compress it.
But that's kind of how I. That's how I decompress. And so when I'm talking about work-life balance, it's still maintaining friendships too. That's
Sure.
the older you get, I'm sure you found is harder to do when people have families and whatnot. Or it's like,
yeah,
okay,
man. When you're in your teens, you've got like 50 fucking friends.
I'm sure you've seen that meme out there where Jesus' true miracle was having 12 close friends in his 30s.
Exactly.
Which is really true.
Exactly.
That's
because I know like 200 fucking people here.
Oh,
in
dude.
Fargo.
Yeah, but
My closest friends, though, we're at like 5.
that's kind of how it is, Like you have your core group of people, and those are the people I really try to make sure I talk to. But there's still, other people out there, and granted, so that's the thing is, that's what I mean by work-life balance. Is still you
Sure.
have your personal relationships, and you're getting. I mean, I don't get everything I need to be a complete person out of my work. I mean, I could sit at home and practice all day.
Chris, there is no fucking rest for the wicked. Come on now.
That's very true. I was thinking about that earlier today too. Speaking of being wicked, like if I had superpowers, dude, I'd be a villain, man. There's no way I'd be a hero.
I've had moments because my brother works in the film industry, and it's like I've had moments where I've thought to myself, where it's like, what would I want to do if my brother called me up like, hey, I totally got the hookups to get you into film and TV. What do you want to do? And I come down to villain every fucking time. It just
man.
seems like the most fun role to do. Like,
that's the thing too. Like any like kind of I watch a lot of cartoons too.
Well, cartoons are great.
They really are, but I generally identify with the villain a little bit more, man. And not because they're like, oh, they're evil and I'm evil, but they don't think what they're doing is evil.
That's the hard part to think about it. Yeah,
what they're doing is right. And so, like, if I had superpowers of any kind, it probably would end up, again, it wouldn't be like I had some agenda to take over the world or anything. It would be mostly I'd just be kind of selfish and annoyed most of the time, where I'd be like, dude, I don't know how much Dragon Ball Z you watch.
The world owes me.
Well, it wouldn't even be that, but I'd be like, man, there's a lot of traffic. All right.
It would be minor inconveniences that would just cause you to create chaos.
Wait, it wasn't like his parents were murdered as a child. It was like, dude, he was late for work.
Come on, Grandma, we don't use checks anymore at the grocery store.
And she's just dust. So yeah, I guess
fucking Thanos that shit.
Right, it's probably good that I don't have superpowers because I would be a villain. I guess mostly I'd probably be like, I just want to be left alone, dude.
Oh man.
But that's the thing is, so any kind of cartoon stuff I watch, again, like, I don't know if you ever watched Samurai Jack. I was a big fan of that. I love Aku, man. He's the best villain ever.
I don't.
You watch Dragon Ball Z?
I don't.
Oh man, you're missing out.
I know, man. I watch Rick and Morty. I like Rick and Morty. Well, I'm going to totally generalize here. I did watch, what was that one with Samuel L. Jackson?
Pulp Fiction.
No, the anime, where he played a samurai. I thought, what the hell was
Afro
that?
Samurai?
Yes, dude, that was so good. That was so
good.
Holy shit, that was a great one. And then I watched now mind you, we're talking God, what was this? This had to have been 2006.
I thought you were going to go back to the 90s. Man, I love the 90s.
Oh, I missed it. Okay, you know how you have those moments where it's like, if I could go back, it would be the 90s. 100% be the 90s, man. If I could go back.
Perfect blend of technology and...
Dude, there was so much opportunity to be had. You know what I mean? I wish I could go back because I made a lot of fucking mistakes in the 90s.
Well... we got to come back to the cartoons and villains things, but this is the thing, man. It's one thing to say if you could go back, but you'd have to go back with the knowledge that you have now. Because if I just went back and was like, okay, I'm my 15-year-old self again. Well, that guy doesn't know shit.
Right. Exactly.
And I just make all the same stupid mistakes.
That's a good point. But if you go back with the knowledge that you know now, it's like, oh, I'm so going to be a pimp and invest in Apple and Amazon.
Once again, I kind of feel like I'd be a villain.
That's all right. You'd have the know-how.
I would have the know-how. You'd be like, well, okay, what's going to happen here? Well, I don't know.
I don't miss school. I do not miss school.
No.
I would not.
No, I don't.
Would it surprise you to know that I taught a third grade class recently?
No, well, actually, it would surprise me. I'm curious.
I like how you were all accommodating and trying to be pleasant. No, not at all, Phil. Yes. That fucking surprises me.
What exactly were you teaching them?
Okay, so this is a funny story. My entire adult life, I've always... What made me think of this? What made me think of this is the fact that we were talking about how I hate school. My entire adult life, I've done nothing but preach about how we need to be teaching useful things in school.
Right.
Like taxes, how money works, how, government works, how city works. These are important things.
Civics, man.
That's right. That's right. We need to be teaching this in school. And recently, a charity company came into my company asking for volunteers.
That was your golden opportunity.
Oh, dude. So one of my coworkers comes running up to me. She's like, Phil, we need your help. You need to come in here. You'd be perfect for this. I'm like, perfect for what? Teaching a third grade class. I'm like, doubt it. I'm like, what? No. She's like, just come in, sit down, just listen to what she's got to say, and then we'll go from there. I'm like, all right, fine. And I'm terrified. I'm like, dude, instant no, not happening. It's not happening. There's no way I'm standing up in front of a third grade class and teaching. Are you out of your mind? Those kids' brains are fucking sponges, and you want to put me in front of them?
Yeah.
Not happening. Right? So I go in and I sit down, and this lady from this charity group, she starts touching point on every single fucking thing that I've been preaching about.
Nice.
About teaching kids about money and how the city works and everything like that. And I'm sitting there like, God damn it. Like, okay, which is it going to be, Phil? Are you going to walk out here, out of this office, a total fucking hypocrite? Or are you going to step up and be a man? Like, shit. So I stepped up, dude. And I stepped up in front of, it was 5 sessions. And I taught these kids, yeah.
Oh, you had to go back.
I had to go back. Yes. It was 5 1-hour sessions, dude. Yes. So,
wow.
Oh, dude, it was, okay. So now let me explain this to you. In my career in technology, I have been in front of CEOs, CFOs, COOs, powerful people that control companies. I've discussed contracts. I've worked out plans on how an entire fucking network is going to work. You know, I've done some serious hardcore networking now that I'm a little older and a little wiser.
Yeah.
But nobody has challenged my confidence more than these fucking 3rd grade kids, dude.
Dude, they're scary.
Oh my God, dude. It was fucking terrifying. The moment one of them started acting out, pure deer in headlights, man. I was like totally panicked looking at the teacher like,
Oh man, that's something I don't think I could do as public education like that. Like, it's one thing to work with college kids. I mean, because you can hold them accountable at least and be like, hey, you didn't do the work, you don't get the grade. But like,
you can communicate.
You can
in a very, very structured manner.
I mean, in one sense, like manyar. In one sense, when you're working with younger kids, because I teach. What's the youngest I teach right now? I think my youngest student is 8 or 9. I used to teach as young as 6, and that's rough. But for the most part, they love you. You know?
Oh yeah. That was great.
Whereas middle school and above, middle schoolers, man.
Now I'm thinking that happy medium for me would be like 5th grade.
Oh, dude, I feel like those are the worst people on the planet.
Oh, seriously? Okay, let's not touch base too bad. Well, how bad of a villain do you want to be on this episode?
Well, I'm not saying this too because I'm like, kill all 5th graders.
They're just children, you monster.
Right. I think anyone who's in education can tell you that because it's just a weird point in their life, like 5th through 8th grade. I'll say, they're changing as people, and they're not little kids anymore, but they're not kind of into that I'm getting into a high school or adult phase yet, and they all smell bad because they don't know they need to wear they don't know they need to shower every day and wear deodorant. Like, that hasn't really kicked in yet. But they can be nasty, man. That group of kids can be nasty. I feel like high schoolers, I've worked with a lot of them too, and most of the time I'm working with people one-on-one, so I don't necessarily get like the group mentality. And when I've been working with people, I can't say I've ever really had to deal with a lot of super hardcore troublemakers, because generally when I'm working one-on-one, they're pretty good. You get kids that like have a short attention span. Sure. That's a different story, and the strategy for that, for me, that's worked, is just talk about, teach some stuff for about 10 minutes. How'd your day go today? Teach again for 10 minutes. Let's talk about something else. And then, your lesson is wrapping up.
Nice. Which
works pretty well. You sidetrack them a little bit once in a while. But like in a group, a group of like 25 5th graders, man. I could probably fight 12 5th graders.
Isn't there a website that talks about how many like 7th or 8th graders can you fight before you get killed? Something like that.
I would like to think I could take on at least 12.
I don't know. Given how old I am now and how out of shape I am now, I'm gonna say like.
I feel like I'm in pretty good shape right now, and I think I'm a little meaner than I used to be too.
There you go.
Well, that's the other thing. Would you rather?
I'm so glad we did this on the fly.
I know. The last time I did this podcast, this is just a 180 where, again, it was all business. And I have some other music stuff to talk about, but I want to talk about fighting children.
Yes. I love it. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, right. The last time we talked, it was all business. But yeah, I don't know. Now I feel like I'm in pretty good shape, and I could, if it had to be done. Not that I'm going to go out and fight children. That sounds awful. But if we're talking like we're talking like a post-apocalyptic situation where they've all banded together.
Dude, there's a fucking movie on that now. Have you seen that shit on Netflix?
No, I'm kind of waiting for Hollywood to actually come up with a new idea.
Holy fucking shit. I can't remember what it's called, but I saw the trailer for it and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
This is my forecast for the future.
Oh god, here we go.
Well, cuz like this is what's been happening is you have he made a cartoon. I shouldn't say that out loud. The mouse made a cartoon.
Yeah, okay. I gotta take out of this shit.
Yeah, right.
Now I'm fucking saying it. What's the time marker here? I'm totally not cutting this actual part out because I'm not gonna let people know who we're talking about. But it has to do with somebody with round ears.
Right. Anyway, so you have these movies coming out, and it's like, we got a cartoon originally of this movie
Right.
that was taken from some fairy tale, usually. Like, okay, well, we made a cartoon. Now, let's do a live action version of that movie. Okay, so then they do a live action. Then they're going to be like, let's take that live action and make it into CGI. And then they'll do a CGI. And then finally it's going to end up, let's take that CGI and make it claymation. And then they'll do a claymation version of it. That's my forecast is what's going to happen. But essentially, I feel like there's ideas out there, but nobody's coming up with a new idea, and everything's just a rehash of a rehash of a rehash, and it bugs the crap out of me, man. When it's like, oh, okay,
you know what's funny about this is my brother told me this once, and it really spooked me out. So he's worked in the film industry for a long time. He has a well-established career in the film industry, and he told me once, out of everything you've ever watched, everything you've ever seen, every story you've ever read, there are only 23 possible plot lines. That's it.
I get that there's there's certain tropes that work. You have your basic hero's tale.
Right.
Essentially every story goes like this: introduction to character, something happens, they end up running into trouble, they meet someone else, betrayal, reconciliation, end of story.
And there you go. There's your spoilers for 2020.
There's all your movies right there. And then we're going to do that as a cartoon, CGI, live action, claymation.
Oh my god.
I'm super stoked for the claymation one.
Oh dude, have you ever dove down the rabbit hole of YouTube and found those like creepy claymation videos?
Gumby was creepy, dude.
Oh yeah, Gumby was fucked up. Holy shit! Like, see, and that's the weird part is like being nostalgic. I remember watching Gumby. Like, oh, okay,
you watch
that's
it now
cool,
and you're like,
guess.
it's weird.
Yeah, dude, it's
there
so
was really
fucking
no
creepy.
point to it at all, and
Oh man,
I feel like a lot of drugs.
what was the
went
one
into
with that
show.
boy and his dog too? What the fuck was that one? Do
Are you
remember
talking about like recently?
that? No, old school. It was a boy and his dog, and
Like Old Yeller?
no, claymation.
All I can think of is,
Gee, Ricky, or whatever the hell the kid's name was. The dog would talk.
Are you sure you're not thinking of
Dude, I swear to God, I will Google this shit right now. I'm not making this shit up.
I feel like you're just thinking of a Mountain Dew commercial. We got hosed, Tommy.
100%. I'm not making this up. I'm gonna Google this shit right now.
Oh, see, this is where you need a Jamie, dude.
I know, Jamie, bring that shit up.
That's totally what you would have done.
Fucking A. I know. I have so many plans for this fucking room, dude. I'm gonna add another desk. I want to fucking.
You got to have a camera, dude.
I want to take that wall and I want to put up like pictures and shit like that. Oh, did I tell you I went to go see Hilltop Hoods again?
You
they
did
were in
not.
the fucking cities.
You did not.
Totally fucking swiped the set list from that show too.
I like how you make it sound like I stole it.
Well, no, I just went up. I jacked it.
Oh,
like,
there you go.
no, I went up and I was like, "Hey, man, can I have that set list?" And he's like, "Fuck yeah, here you go."
Oh, see, there it was given to you.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't actually like.
I'm watching here and I'm wondering what you're going to type into the search bar.
I know, man. I have no idea. Let's type in claymation. Boy and dog.
Hey, whoa! It finished it off.
See
pretty
that?
quick.
You see, Davy and Goliath. That's what I'm talking about. Davy and Goliath. Gee, Davy. Yeah, dude. Here, check this shit out. Watch this fucking dude's voice. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh my goodness. This is what happens when we don't have a plan.
I know, right? This is fucking terrible.
No, man, this is fantastic.
Look at that, dude. Auto finishes. I fucking love it.
Davy and Goliath. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see what I'm talking about now? The family of God. Oh, that's right. This was a religious one. Okay.
How old is this show?
Dude, this is fucking old.
So
I can't, this is creeping me out, man.
I know, isn't this
You
fucking
have
weird?
to
You were
stop.
talking about guys. Is this too much for you? Is this like
You were like, this is the
like
breaking point for you? Out of all the stuff we've talked about, this is the breaking point for you?
No lie. If you watch this shit, if you just YouTube Davey and Goliath, this shit is fucking
Oh,
weird.
TV was weird back then, man. I feel like at some point in here, you gotta stop this, dude. You're killing me. You're
Yeah,
killing
man.
me.
Yeah.
I'm like, where were we at? I feel like there's some important business stuff I should talk about here while we're doing this. If I'm going to be in here, I should be promoting some stuff too.
We got to rein this shit back. We almost had an unfortunate incident of diving way the fuck down the YouTube rabbit hole.
Oh, no, we can't do that on a podcast. You do that shit on your own time, buddy.
I know, right? I mean, seriously, we were close. I'm glad you got freaked out because you're like, holy shit, I can't fucking watch this shit.
I like that you upgraded to a Mickey's 40. Now, like, that's where this is going. We started out like, oh, Grolsch, and now you're like, Mickey's.
Oh, dude, like, it's fun.
You
wanna
know
hear
how long
something?
it's been since I've seen someone actually drink a 40?
I ain't drank a 40 since I became old enough to drink. Like, dude, it's they didn't totally take a break just now. Like,
Yeah, we did.
yeah, we totally did.
Honesty
we're
is the
drinking
best
beer.
policy.
I know.
Um,
Yeah. Fucking Mickey's 40. I was I was in the liquor store, and I saw the Grolsch. Just again, Grolsch, if you want to sponsor me, I love your product.
Oh, that one was weak.
Yeah, that was totally weak. Fix it. Yep, see, he's a pro. And so I'm walking towards the counter, and there's one last cooler door, and in the cooler door, you got all the fucking 40s. You got Bud Light, you got Mickey's, you got fucking Old English.
Did they still have Special Reserve? Did you ever drink
Steel
those?
Reserve.
Steel Reserve, okay.
Yeah, Steel Reserve.
Because I remember
The
Special
high
Reserve.
gravity.
And that's one of those things where I'm sure there's certain types of alcohol where if you smell them, you immediately want to throw up.
Oh God, yeah, that was one of
Special
them.
Reserve.
Yes. Yeah, that was one of them. But anyway, I'm angry because I'm drinking this Mickey's 40. And
then he got mad.
I got mad because I tore up the bag because it's not going to be good audio for the fucking podcast.
Oh,
so
yeah, man.
I can't brown bag it. So I'm a little disappointed.
That's too bad. It's really not the same if you're just drinking it straight up.
I need to do a podcast on a front stoop.
Yeah.
Sitting on the stoop drinking the 40s.
You do need to get a camera in here, though. That would really...
I know. I have YouTube set up. I just haven't quite done it yet.
Well, I mean, it costs money to get a camera and all that, too. You got to go quality, man.
I know.
I'm looking around this room like, you know what you need?
What else? Let's fucking make a list and check it twice. It's Christmas, bitch.
Probably another mic, man, so you can
I know.
accommodate more than one guest.
I want two more. I want to buy another one of these same desks, and I want to assemble it backwards.
Yeah.
So that way it has like a T.
Oh, don't spill that 40, man. You ruined this whole podcast.
So it makes like a T shape.
Yeah.
And then that'll give a lot more table space, especially 2 more chairs and 2 more mics so people can sit on the end. And then we could have oh yeah, dude. Can you imagine 4 people in this fucking thing?
I guess depending upon what you're talking about.
Okay.
That's not where I was going. All right, I'm gonna steer this back on
steer it
track.
back.
So, when was I on here last? July 3rd.
Yes.
So since then, who was I playing with then? Gina Powers.
Were you still playing?
12 Strings is still going on.
Yes. Okay.
And I'll actually be with them. I mean, this isn't going to air until after the new year, but I'll be with them. We'll be doing 12 Strings gig at the mall. We've been doing their Tap Fest, Holiday Tap Fest, Fall Tap Fest.
What the fuck is a Tap Fest?
They
How do I not know about a Tap Fest?
Yeah, so basically you go into the mall and they have either Fargo Brewing, that's who it's been recently,
Okay.
and you can buy a beer and listen to music. So this,
Oh shit.
what is the date today? It's the 13th, so the 21st. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll be out there and playing some jazz, probably some holiday tunes. So been doing a lot of that. Been doing a lot of private corporate event stuff with 12 Strings too, which is really...
Private corporate events?
Yeah, I played for the AARP the other day.
I don't know if we should say that. I'm gonna edit that shit out.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can, you can't, whatever you want to do with that. But like,
Are you okay with it?
yeah, I'm fine with that, man. We had a really good time.
Okay, all right. Well, no. Here's what I'm wondering: is like, okay, you play a private corporate event.
Yep.
First of all, what was the event? Was it a Christmas party?
Basically, it was kind of their, I don't know if you'd call it like a Christmas party, but their end of the year meeting kind of deal.
Sure.
Where
Okay, get together.
They would have members come in and they had like a bunch of boards set up of like, what activities did you like that we did this year? You know, cast your vote and stuff. And they fed them and whatnot. And it was at the Sanctuary, which was cool to play up on that stage.
Nice.
But things like that is what we've been doing.
What did you play? That was my second question.
We did a lot of holiday tunes. So a lot of holiday jazz charts. But we did a lot of jazz standards too. And, you know, it's the AARP, man. So it's an it's an older crowd.
Well,
and
sure.
One of the nice things about playing jazz standards to an older crowd is they know the tunes and they really appreciate them.
Nice.
So that was a lot of fun, but you know, that's what we've been doing with 12 strings, a lot of that kind of either corporate stuff or private parties, and I really enjoy those just because, well, there's a lot of reasons. One of them is, it's going to make me sound old, but they're generally earlier in the day, you know, so you're doing something in
classics.
Well, you're maybe playing from like 5 to 7 as opposed to 10.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You're not playing 10 to 2.
Right,
you know,
2 in the morning.
And then coming home and it's 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. You know you're getting home and you still have something to do with your night. And the setup is minimal. You know, it's just me and my buddy Eric. So it's fun to just jam out. And
that's good background noise. Thanks, roommate. Yeah, it's my garage.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I heard it.
I was like, what the fuck is that?
Super amplified
I
in
know.
the headphones.
Intruder.
But yeah, so
I
like
need to get my villain cape on.
no capes, man.
No caves? You're
No.
not a cape guy? What about tights?
Dude, if I was
Boots?
I think I would be kind of a t-shirt and jeans villain.
Would you have a big C on your chest?
No, man. I think I
What would your villain name be?
Chris.
Damn it! Chris is at it again.
Feel the curse of Chris.
Of Chris.
But yeah, so going like
Chris the Cursor.
yeah, right. Just you know, it's.
I just have this image of Justice League, like, we must assemble and go defeat the Chris.
Yeah, right. No, it's just Chris, dude.
Just Chris.
There's no the.
Damn it, every time.
But like, what was he doing this? He was mildly inconvenienced by traffic. So
There's bumper to bumper traffic on the 405.
and he's probably gonna blow some cars up. So just look out. Like, but
shit.
can he fly? Mm-hmm. Why is he still driving? He likes to drive.
He loves his car.
Anyway, though, so been doing a lot of that with 12 strings. Still playing with the Gina Powers band. We are actually going to get in the studio tomorrow to be working on an album.
Ooh, what's the name of the album?
I don't know yet. I couldn't tell you.
Damn it. I thought that was going to be a Rumorcast exclusive.
Won't be a big reveal just yet, but
But that's
stoked.
a lot of rumors. How many tracks?
We're looking at, well, depending upon how much we get done tomorrow. I mean, that's for sure. We would like to do at least 2 or 3 tomorrow, but it's going to be a shorter, EP. So 5 tracks is what we're looking at
How the
releasing.
fuck are you actually going to do CDs, or is this going to be all digital?
You know,
or?
that's a good question. I'm kind of haven't really discussed that. I would
Everybody's going digital these days.
I know, and you know, you think about that. Like you buy a laptop and it doesn't even have
cell phone, man.
a disk drive.
Like you got to get on. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they're just becoming
you have to buy an
non-existent.
external drive. So I mean, it would be cool. I mean, I think it'd be really cool to get some vinyl pressed. But that's
for sure.
It's a pricey process.
Is it?
But I'm pretty stoked about this because again, you know, like we've been working on writing new tunes. And the band has since last time. I mean, we were gelling, I think, right away. Mm-hmm. The bass player and I have been in bands, numerous different projects before. So that made it a little bit easier. Well, when I was in here before July, I had only been with the group. I've only played like 1 or 2 shows with them.
Okay.
And so now I've played quite a few more, and not only have we've been doing like full band stuff, but we also do like Gina and I just did a duo show at on Wednesday, so we do some
show, just you and Gina,
just me and Gina do an acoustic kind of,
okay.
And those are super chill, laid back shows.
Sure.
And then Gina and Mitch, the bass player, they also do some duo stuff on their own too. So I mean, we're kind of all over the place with that, but it's nice because it's a different flavor when it's the full band versus Mitch and Gina versus Gina and myself. It's just different tunes you do because
it's still jazz though.
No.
Oh, no.
That 12 strings is all jazz and classical. This group is a little bit more, I would say, folk, Americana, rock
kind
of stuff.
All right.
You know, and you should probably in this podcast throw a link to our website out there. That would be pretty cool.
I can definitely do that when I post the episode.
Yeah, it's theginapowersband.com. Yeah, pretty easy to remember. .com. So that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to getting into the studio tomorrow. We're actually cruising about an hour and a half out of town here to a private studio.
Am I allowed to know the release date of the supposed album?
That's also still kind of up in the air right now. Like I said, right
do
now.
Another episode when you have all these details, and I want all of the spoilers first.
Well, I would love to come back in when we do like when we're setting up like a release show. That would be fantastic. But I'm really happy about the stuff we've been coming up with. Well, last night we just had a rehearsal to kind of work out some of the kinks and whatnot. Anything we didn't really feel comfortable with, and I'm really looking forward to getting in the studio.
What do you got coming up in January? Because this is obviously the New Year's episode.
Yeah. So January, again, I have a lot of private events that most people won't be going to. With the Gina Powers Band, we've got some stuff going on with, again, private shows. We've got one we're doing over at the North High School, which will be interesting.
High school?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what that's for, but
did they rent the venue, or is this actually something for the school?
That's a good question too. Like a lot of times things show up on the calendar, and I just know I need to be there.
Oh, hey, that works.
Let me look at my calendar right now and see what I got. So I got a lot of 12-string stuff coming up, and again, we've been looking at quite a few private events, which I really
12 strings doing good, huh?
12 strings is doing all right, man.
What's the Instagram for 12 strings again?
It is just well, let me pull that up real quick here too. Like
at 12 strings.
I believe it is. I mean, our website is 12stringsguitar.com. Our Instagram, 12 Strings Duo.
Okay.
I can't believe I had to think about that.
Your other half is like, come the fuck on, Chris.
No, he's
you
not.
You are a villain.
I know he's not, because he's like, what's this Instagram you're talking about? And that's the thing, too.
You realize you just created an objective for me to get you to talk as much shit as you can, because he's never going to listen to this.
No, he'll listen to it, too. And that's the thing, too, is like within any group, I think when you're in any group, people play certain roles, right?
Sure.
And some people are better at certain things and other people are better. So you have everybody play to their strengths. So with 12 strings, I tend to do more of the business side, promotion side of it.
Okay.
And I'll be honest, Eric is the better player.
That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that.
No. Like, dude is a monster, which is absolutely fantastic. And I'm really lucky to be able to play with the guy, because he's got a pretty awesome
I remember listening
set.
to you guys when I went to go have breakfast that one time, and
that's
was
right.
super good.
Yeah.
I used to go there every Sunday.
So I tend to, I miss that, man. So I tend to do more of the business stuff, and then I also do Instagram for my own personal stuff, and then I do some Instagram stuff for the Gina Powers Band as well. So there's a lot of, that's why I have to think about it.
So hold on, the Gina Powers, they don't know how to do Instagram?
No, they do.
Oh, okay.
It's just one of those where
I was like, man, you're the nerd of every group.
Oh, no, usually, well, I don't know, like I feel like I'm pretty good about being on top of the social media stuff, as much as I kind of have a love-hate relationship with social media.
It's a good tool. It's
a fantastic tool, but it is also an incredible...
I have such a hard time getting into it, dude.
It takes a lot of time. That's the thing. And the other part about it, too, is it's
Did you see my random likes on your Instagram?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm contributing.
Yeah, right. Like I said, it's a fantastic promotional tool. Any of that social media stuff is. But there are times when I'm like, you shouldn't be spending this much time just scrolling. Like, what are you doing? You could be doing something else right now.
I know.
But it's good to be like, okay, well, I got an event coming up. Back in the day, we talked about that too. You had to go to a concert and hand out your flyer for your show. Be like, hey, could you please throw this in the garbage for me?
Yeah, exactly.
That's really what it is.
Throw this away.
Yeah. Exactly. But now, you can reach however thousands, millions, I guess. It's unlimited, really, with how many people are out there. But that part's nice.
Yeah, and you've hooked me up, dude. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I can't wait to get Jessica Vines on here. I'm so excited.
That should be pretty cool, man.
I was like, I felt like that chick in the front row when she responded to my email. I was like,
yeah, she's got a good thing going on. I really dig her music. I don't know. Have you gone out and watched her play?
I haven't yet.
You probably
Well, she was
should.
in Wisconsin though. Like I've gone on her website and I've kind of like I totally sound like a stalker right now.
Well, I mean, if you're looking to see somebody play,
Right,
the
right.
first thing you're going to do is go to their website and see where they're at. Coming up.
Yeah. And she had a show in Wisconsin, I think, and then she was, where the fuck was she after that? It wasn't local though. It was like she was on the road.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen to the Spotify stuff. You won't be disappointed.
I've got her album on.
Nice.
On my Google Play. Her song "For a Night." Oh my god, dude! I play that in my car all the fucking time. It's such a good track, dude.
Well, that's the thing too is there's fantastic local musicians around here, man.
Yeah. I need to get that dude from the Naughties on here.
Are you talking about Channing?
Is that the singer?
I feel kind of stupid.
Remember when I
yes.
bumped into you at
no, that
Drecker?
is, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing too, man. Like that's kind of how you expand your network is you meet people and they know people and they know people and they know people and they know people. I mean, I have a whole list of guests for you if you really want that I can.
That's all right, Chris, but you will always be my first.
Oh, shucks. But no, like I said, it's cool when you and that's the thing too is most of the people I know obviously are a little bit more music related or beer related. I feel like I know a lot of people in the beer industry.
That's all right. I don't
too.
care how they're related, man. The bigger the network, the better, man.
Oh.
I love talking. You know me. I love talking with people, dude.
That's one of the things I've learned over the years too, man, is it's not even how good you are at something. It's your network.
Right.
It comes down to networking. And again, it's not all about who you know. You got to have some sort of skills.
I just want to preface this with that I'm not using you people. I actually enjoy your stories. Do not spit beer into my microphone.
Right? No,
love it.
That's the thing, man. It's like I said, there's a lot of good people out there to talk to, and a lot of local talent around here that have either what you're looking for, interesting stories.
Yes.
But I'm like, talk about me some more.
I'm sorry, Chris. Dude, you know damn well you're welcome in here anytime you want to roll up in it. You were like, dude, when are we doing this shit? Oh yeah, I ran into you at the bar, man. And you're like, when the fuck are we doing this shit? I'm like, when the fuck you want to do this shit?
That's how it worked out, man. But that's the thing too, is like, you just kind of get out on town and see people. That's one of the other things coming back to that networking deal is I would there are times when it's like, man, I would love to just stay at home tonight.
Yeah, I know. Yes,
but
I've
I do
been
feel
there.
like when you're playing music and you're getting out there, you do have to go out. You got to check out other bands when you can.
Right.
Especially if you want them to check you out as well. And that's a really good networking tool as well. And I've been having a lot of fun doing that lately. And you don't have to be there all night. That's the part too. I went and saw a guy a while back. I'm not going to say the bar or who it was. And I feel kind of bad because I was really just out to get some wings. And he happened to be playing. And I didn't even drive there. I rode with a buddy of mine, and I was kind of tuned up already.
Yes.
Went out.
I'm waiting for the verdict on how the player
the show
was.
He was fantastic.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for you to be like, well,
he was really good. And it was, I only got to stay for about 2 or 3 songs, and then the people I rode with were like, okay, let's get out of here. And I messaged him, was like, it was great to see you. So you should have stuck around. I'm like,
well, you're playing a gig. I'm partying.
I'm here to eat wings, dude.
You're right.
But it's it's nice to go out and you show your face around and then and hear some other people and hear what they're doing too. And I don't want to say that like you go out and you steal their show, but it's cool to be like, oh man, that's cool. I never thought about doing that song acoustic like that. That's really neat. Or I never thought about doing a stage setup like that. That's a really great idea. And again, I'm not saying go out and steal people's ideas.
Well, of course. But I mean,
but it's cool to see what other people are doing and where they go with it and what direction they decide to take, or
well, it's feeding creativity.
Yes,
Yeah.
and like what trends are happening at the time. One trend that I absolutely love now.
Speak on it.
Well,
Preach on it, preacher.
Well, it's not going to be it's not as exciting as you think it is. But as a musician, one thing that I've really liked lately is I'm seeing a lot of venues are, instead of doing later shows, they're doing shows that go from like 8 to 11. And I love that. I love that. I'm like, well, and it makes a lot of sense to me because your people that are there around midnight, they're going to stay there, man.
Oh, yeah.
They don't need that band from 12 to 1 or 1 to 2 to keep. They're there.
They're fucking tuned up
but like
by
that
11,
8
man.
to 11, that's when you're trying to lock people in to stay at this place. And that idea of an earlier show, man, God, it's nice.
Oh, of course, because then you get to stop, and then you have the option. You either get to go home Or you can stay and fucking party.
Or you can stay and party.
Yeah.
And I usually go home.
That's fine. That's fine. You can go home, and just like you were talking earlier, your fucking couch.
That's my charging pad. I can, for real, like I lay on that thing and I can feel myself like, yes.
Exactly.
Yes, let the power flow.
Dude, I'm
through
totally
you.
not going to lie to you. When I saw you at the bar the other night, you're like, dude, when the fuck are we going to sit down and do another podcast? I'm like, I felt like $1 million fucking bucks when you
Nice,
said it
man.
to me. Yeah. I was like, just a reminder, Grolsch, if you want to sponsor me, I totally love your product. So does Chris. And we are here to support
This
you.
is actually I haven't drank one of these in years, man, and this is a pretty good beer, dude.
Well, it's a fun beer now that you know how to operate it.
Right? No, it's like I said, it's good to get on here, and I do love chatting. I love chatting about music, and it's fun to just talk about random stuff like we have been today.
Oh,
I do
yeah,
have to
dude.
mention a couple other projects. So one of the other ones
Go
I've
for
been
it,
in
man.
right now is with a fantastic singer and guitarist named Lou Karanica. And we've been doing acoustic shows as well.
Karanica.
Yeah, so anytime we play together, we're Lou Karanica and Chris Argenziano, two of the hardest names to pronounce
I was
in Fargo. And the cool thing about that, too, is even though, so I do duo acoustic stuff with Gina, and then I do duo acoustic stuff with Luke, but it's two completely different shows because we're playing way different music.
What's the difference?
With Gina, it tends to be a little bit more, we play more original tunes, obviously, because we have original
okay.
tunes with the band, and then a little more on the folky side.
Okay, yep.
And obviously female vocalists too, because you're gonna pick different songs.
Sure.
Are a little bit more accessible to the female voice as opposed to, there's certain things that are just harder to sing with a.
Oh,
dude's
right,
voice.
exactly. You're not going to do Adele with a dude.
No, and
Right.
even like Led Zeppelin tunes are hard to
right,
do with a dude.
right,
But
yeah.
with Gina, we can do Led Zeppelin tunes.
Oh my God, Phil, you're fucking sexist.
So, I mean, there's that side of it. And then with Luke, we tend to do a little bit more rockin' tunes and a lot more country tunes now that I think about it.
Country Chris, you? Country?
This is the thing, too. So, as I have, and I keep saying this, as I get older, I can appreciate any tune. And there's certain things that I'll play that I wouldn't necessarily sit back and listen to all the time. But, when as I've had, and, we do a lot of kind of country feel with the Gina Powers band as well, so I've had to sit down.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Dude, country licks and country guitar is a lot of fun to play.
I understand.
Give me that guitar really quick.
Oh,
How out of
shit,
tune is
here
it?
we
I'll
go.
play you one country lick.
For those that don't know, I've always kept a guitar in my fucking
it's
studio.
going to be so out of tune.
I know, right? It's like, I can't remember the last time I played that fucking guitar. This was the guitar that Chris was teaching me on, and I totally let him down because I didn't keep all my fucking lessons.
Oh.
Look
That's
at
not
this
bad.
motherfucker right here. There's a tuner on the end of it too. Holy
So it's fun to play
shit,
country
look at that
licks,
shit
man.
go. Keep
That's all-
going, man.
no, that's-
Play me something else.
That's all I'm going to play.
Oh, look at this fucking secretive.
But I mean, that's the thing is the more I play and the older I've gotten, it's fun to branch out and learn different styles of guitar. Because I was a metalhead when I started out, so it was just dulla, dulla, dulla all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's a whole different world playing country tunes, but it's cool. It's been a lot of fun, and I feel like I've gotten to be a better guitar player. But now that's, like I said, that doesn't mean it's good to not just kind of pigeonhole yourself into
of
one
course,
style. I think versatility has been one of the best things for me lately, being able to play classical, jazz, rock, country,
Right.
whatever. But that being said, so the tunes that I play with Luke are a little bit different versus the tunes I play with Gina, versus the tunes we play as a band, versus the tunes I play with 12 strings. So that's
Are the
been really
venues
cool.
different too?
Yes.
Okay.
No, well, with Luke and Gina, we've been doing kind of some of the same places. So I actually played over at Granite City last Wednesday.
Okay.
That's where I'll be playing with Luke again this Wednesday.
Oh my God. You whore.
I will not refute that claim. When it comes to music, that makes me think of, well, so I think about that from a musical sense or whatever, and I don't know how much Tool you listen to.
Love Tool.
Where he talks, there's that tune where he's talking about I saw you back in '92 and then you sold out, and he's like, I sold out long before you ever heard of me, man.
Yeah,
And maybe that's the goal. Is and that's the
No,
thing
I
too,
was
is-
just kidding. I was 100%
that's-
just kidding. But
no.
the country fucking thing, I just cannot get that. I cannot picture it. I cannot. I when I look at you,
Well, come
I
on
think,
on Wednesday, man, and then see what we do.
Where are you at on Wednesday?
Granite City.
Oh yeah, you
6
just
to
fucking
9.
told me
I
that.
just told you.
Because Mickey's is going to my head.
So, no, that's one where, like I said, pop on out. And again, it's not all country. It's a lot of rock, too, and a lot of classic rock.
Sure.
A lot of Tom Petty tunes. I do enjoy playing a good Tom Petty tune.
Oh, everybody loves like the classics, like
yeah, man,
classics,
and then that's the
popular
thing
rock.
too. Like, it's been a lot of fun doing that and playing in a bunch of different groups because then I get that musical outlet that I want and need too. I did a wedding just last weekend, so it was a good chance to play some classical.
Nice.
Out in public. Weddings are fun too.
It just seems like when you tell me you do weddings, that tells me like it feels like it's super super restrictive though.
This one was interesting because so when I set up a wedding or we're doing something with 12 strings or a solo wedding gig, I have a list of tunes.
Okay.
For people to choose from, and
you have a quote unquote wedding category.
I do. Now that doesn't mean people aren't gonna be like, well, can you do this tune? Can you do that tune? And then depending upon if I've done it before, if I have the music, if I have the music and have done it before, it's not an issue. If it's something that I have to sit down and make my own arrangement, then I charge an arranging fee.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah. I mean, you get paid for the work you do.
Right.
And most people generally don't have a problem with that. So now with this one, they wanted a lot of kind of interesting tunes. It was a lot more jazz based than we would normally do, which was fun.
Oh shit.
Oh man, they wanted to walk down.
I just have this image of, why can't you play Shaggy?
I've never run into that. And I got to say, most wedding clients, just about all the wedding clients I've ever worked with have been really nice and super polite.
That was actually going to be another one of my questions. You've never ran into a bridezilla?
No, not really. No.
Seriously?
No. For the most part, people are pretty polite.
I thought that was a given.
No, like I said, I've been really fortunate with that to where people have been just super chill and accommodating. Obviously, there's a slight difference between. So we played this one out at. It was out at just like an actual wedding venue.
Okay.
As opposed to, it wasn't a church wedding. So church weddings are a little bit different too.
Oh, I bet.
That's something I always have to ask people too. Like, is this a Catholic wedding? Because they're not going to let you have certain songs.
I bet. Yeah, exactly. So you got to adhere to a very strict standard.
You really do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this one, obviously, we had kind of our typical, they wanted canon in D for the bride, but the Moon River was what they walked down the bridal party. I thought that was really cool.
And the list begins.
Yeah, and then so, like, they wanted a jazz tune, All of Me, for their exit tune as well. And so it was a really fun wedding to play, and it's just nice to have, like I said, different outlets instead of like, well, I only play country tunes. I couldn't do that. I would get bored, I think. But since I'm like, well, this weekend or this week, I mean, there's times like, well, I'm playing an acoustic gig on Wednesday, I'm playing a jazz gig on Saturday, and maybe I have a rock gig on Friday night. That's pretty cool. Do I have any other projects that I've been doing?
Well, why don't we say this? Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
No, I never make New Year's resolutions. Those
Ever? Are you against it? Are you fucking against it? Me and my best friend, we're gonna do keto. Because this fat motherfucker needs to fucking do something.
You gotta wait till the new year to do that?
Oh.
You're just a dick about it, too.
Oh,
just like,
Chris, so much for... you come on here anytime. You're not allowed on anymore, man.
That's all it
We're
took
fucking done.
was one comment.
You fat fuck. Nope, you're done, Chris.
Whoa. Those were your words.
Yeah, I know.
No, I think the thing with New Year's resolutions, I'm like, just why not start today?
Right.
You know,
no,
you gotta wait for the new year to do that. And that's the other thing, too. Your new year... Like, this is the thing. So I've been pretty good about going to the gym consistently for like 3 years now.
Okay.
And every January, that place fills up.
Oh, dude, it's fucking packed. It's annihilated.
It sucks.
Like, it makes me not want to go.
Right, for the whole month of January. But
and
I
then
know.
Then around that March range, I'm like, okay, you got to fucking stop being a bitch. And
oh, man, you don't even have to
to
wait till March, man. They quit by February.
Oh, seriously?
Oh, yeah. That place clears back out again. And because, like I said... I'm a morning kind of person, dude. Like, I like to get my workout done. I like to get my practice done in the morning. I'm motivated then. As the day drags on, dude, I lose any kind of motivation there is. But so I'll go early in the morning in January. You're there like 6 o'clock, just packed. You're like, oh man, dude. But then every time I'm like, yeah, give it a couple more weeks.
Right.
It's gonna taper off.
So what's like your big thing for next year? Do you have a big thing?
Geez, I obviously would like to continue gigging as much as I possibly can. That's a big thing. I would like to break into a little bit more online teaching.
Okay.
It would be good to actually get some sort of subscription-based website
Okay.
put up and build content. Now that's something where I look at, and that I don't even think that's like a year-long plan. I think it's a little bit farther out than that, just to get enough content up there, and then you get people subscribing to your product.
Right.
So I would like to move a little bit in that direction. Obviously, get the album finished.
Oh, yeah.
That's part of it as well. I mean, there's a lot of goals.
Well, if you need help with a website, man, let me know, because I'm
not
kinda
website savvy.
I'm not a pro. I'm not going to fucking falsely sell myself. But
Right, you're like, that's great. And then 6 months later, I'm like, where is my website?
Oh, no, fuck that. I'm not building it for you. I'll fucking guide you through it, but I'm not going to build the shit for you. I'm going to teach you. Well, because down the road, you're going to want to make changes and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to want to do your own thing with it, and it's best if you learn it yourself. So I'll guide you through it, but I'm not going to fucking build that shit for you.
Well, that's been one of the things I've been working on, too, and maybe when you have Ms. Vines on here, you'll have to talk to her about that, too, because we've had this discussion in the past, like the whole the marketing part of sitting down and looking at a website.
You can do digital.
Well, looking at your website and then looking at all your analytics and seeing when people are hitting it, or getting on your Instagram and being like, what time of day is the best time?
I use Squarespace. Squarespace, if you want to sponsor me.
I do too, Squarespace, if you want to sponsor me as well.
Do you use Squarespace?
I do, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So,
you can look at your analytics, which I like.
So you already know.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm just saying, like, but actually sitting down and even with your social media, going back. So, like, my Instagram is a business one. So I can go back and look at when did people look at this? How many views did I have? And how many people, where are they coming from? Where's the IPs? And you can do that on the Squarespace, too.
Right.
Like, where are they coming from? Sitting down and figuring that stuff out. You wouldn't think that, like, I'm going to post up a video, but, well, maybe you need to post it at 12:15. That's the peak time where you're going to get the most views.
Yeah, you can do that on Squarespace.
Yeah, and that's the kind of stuff where it's like...
Well, there's also another program.
That.
There's another program that a friend taught me about. It's called ITTT. If this, then that. Right? Yeah,
I'm like,
word up. He's throwing up gang symbols in here and everything. Like, I'm going to get it thugged out here in a moment. No, it's called If This, Then That. And what it does, you can program it, easily program it. Not like, got to type in like actual code or anything. But you can program it like, okay, I want this to happen to Instagram, Facebook, my website. I want this stuff to happen at this particular time. So it's actually a handy tool. And that's what she used. This was the soap maker. Do you remember the intro, the sponsor that originally started me? This is her. She uses that religiously for her soap business, and it works super good.
There's a lot of stuff like that, man, where working for yourself, doing something like this, the podcast, you got to give it up for anybody who's self-employed or doing anything on their own like that, because there's a lot of behind the scenes that you really don't see.
I was not prepared for this. For fucking this, man. As much effort, because it just, speaking of rabbit holes, I fucking went down the rabbit hole, and now it's, I'll just fucking record something and post it.
Yeah.
But now there's audio quality, there's fucking, website, there's a million fucking things. And it's good.
And as time goes on, you're Sisyphus pushing that rock
up
the hill, dude. Every day you push a rock up a hill and it rolls back down.
Oh,
and there's all that other stuff to do. Now, that's good and bad. Obviously, you look at like, the work's never ending. But that's the fun part about it, too, is the work's never ending. You're never done. That's playing an instrument, too, though, man. I think about that when I'm playing guitar. It's like, am I ever done with this? No, but that's awesome.
And this is my project. It's mine. It's nobody else's. It's not another company's. It's not another. This is
mine. And there's something
mine.
nice about that, too.
Yes. I feel proud about this. I'm putting in work, and it's personally rewarding.
Well, again, like I said, that's something, too, where at the end of the day, when you can say, like, man, I enjoy this. I take something away from this. That's my definition of success.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's, again, whether you're doing a podcast, whether you're a musician, whether you're, whatever, whether you're a brain surgeon or something. At the end of the day, if you could be like, dude, I find this personally rewarding, then I think you're doing something right.
Right.
If you come home every day and you're like, I
just gonna watch TV.
Well, or like, so I cooked for many years. I worked in service industry for a long time.
Sure. I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. Met a ton of cool people.
Yeah.
And it was fun at the time, but towards the end of that, like, I remember coming home every day and be like, I hate this. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. and the thought of going to work the next day would make me sick. And I feel like a lot of listeners out there, I'm sure a lot of people have been there, where the thought of going to your job that day, you're just like, oh my goodness, like I want to throw up because I hate this so bad. Now that's not to say I didn't go into work and be like, well, I'm here, I might as well be the best at this I can.
True.
You try to do that because that's what makes it tolerable.
Yeah. It makes
if
time
you
go by
don't,
quicker.
Well, if you don't, you're going to be miserable. But now, like getting into something that I truly love, that's a different story. It's work. It's probably harder than I've ever worked in my life. But
you're passionate about it.
But I don't go home I'm usually working out of the home, so I don't just be like, oh, I hate this and I can't wait for it to be over. It's like there's days when I'm teaching and I'm like, I'm exhausted and I'm kind of ready to be done for the day.
Hit that couch and boom, out.
Oh, yeah, man. Pop on some cartoons.
That's right.
And pass out. But that's the thing is I shouldn't say never. You've got good days and bad days. I feel like if you're rocking it 85% of the time and you're liking what you're doing, you're crushing it.
Oh, yeah.
But there are days where you're like, oh, man, today's going to be so long.
Dude, that was me this week at work. Because end of year is a big thing of my company.
Oh, yeah. Any company.
Oh, yeah. And it's slammed right now. And I'm just like, oh, dude, I'm so glad this week is over. I've just been burnt out and I've just been tired and exhausted, and I'm just like, I'm ready to start the next week, but this week I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done.
And there's nothing wrong with that, man. And that's kind of the thing too, for me this week, I've had something every day. Is I'm either teaching or rehearsing or gigging or recording. So tomorrow, again, we'll be up and actually hitting the road by about 8:30 to make it out of town, and we're going to start hopefully.
Where are you going?
Osage.
Osage. Yeah. I'm going to St. Cloud tomorrow morning.
Oh, nice. Kind of heading the same direction.
It's kind of, sort of, yeah.
So it's a private studio out there, and it'll be fun.
Are you excited?
I am excited.
That's
I sat down
awesome.
today and
And you're recording 3 tracks right out the gate?
Oh, we'll see how many we get done.
Okay. All right.
I mean, the goal is at least to get for sure one really good of the tune called Going Home.
Okay.
To get that down, and then we have a couple more on the back burner that we could do. We could, if we're cooking tomorrow, hopefully we could get as many as 4. I don't think we're going to get that many done. Just because
but Going Home is like the key.
That's the
reason you're going.
That's the one we want to get out there.
So Chris is going to be back on in January, and we're going to play this on the podcast.
That would be fantastic. What we would like to do, we would like to have,
hyping your shit.
Right. Well, it would be nice to have at least one of these tracks released before Christmas. I mean, that's a tall order because Christmas is coming up, and
it's a lot of work, dude.
It is. But that's the thing is that I got a lot of confidence in this group.
As a villain, I believe in you.
Yeah, right. Hey, I feel like villains get shit done.
They do, man. They plan, they coordinate, they hammer out,
and they make it happen.
That's right.
That's the thing. So I feel, like I said, I have a lot of faith in the group. It's gelling really well. The chemistry is there.
Good.
And so when I came in too, Gina had a bunch of tunes. The group had some tunes they had recorded already. It's nice that these tunes we're working on, I have had my own hand in writing my parts, and there's a little bit of more my personal touch on it, which I like. I think that's really cool, and obviously it's the 4 people that have come together.
But you can hear yourself.
Right, as opposed to this is a tune that you had recorded 3 years ago, and I'm just kind of coming in and playing what was written for it. So I'm really excited about getting in the studio, and obviously, there's a part of me that looks at like, oh, it's gonna be a pretty long day tomorrow, but that's fine.
Worth it.
It will be.
Put in that work, boy.
That's what it's gonna be. And the nice thing is, I don't really have to do anything on Sunday.
There you go. So, yes, hammer that shit on fucking Saturday.
That's the point.
Couch on Sunday.
It's to probably actually take a little bit. And even today, I wanted to kind of step back and take a little bit of a break, but I had things, grading, obviously, getting to the end of the semester and tying up all those loose ends. But yeah, and I did get a solid 2 hours of practice in, so that's
nice.
That's the thing, man, is you're never really done. You're never done. You're always working.
That's okay. Keeps you busy.
In some ways, yeah, but that's what I was talking about. Work-life balance. It took me a long time to figure out that every once in a while it's okay to say, well, I'm done for the day.
Right.
We've done enough.
Everybody
you know?
deserves a day.
Oh, well, yeah, it's been a while since I've had like one day. I got
Well, I didn't say when you get that day.
Right, but yeah.
But everybody deserves a day.
There's some times when I'm like, so we're looking at, probably May 15th is when the next time you're going to chill out a little bit. I don't know. I got a trip planned here coming up too. So
Where?
San Diego.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No shit. When is that?
I'm going to leave on New Year's Day and then I'll come back on the 6th.
Ooh, no, I can't tag along for that.
No. I got some family out there, but so it's going to be nice.
You have family in San Diego?
Yeah.
Shit,
Yeah.
I'm from Palm Springs.
My older brother's out there.
We gotta plan some shit in like July or
right.
something. When
Well,
tickets are cheap.
Yeah. Well, tickets were fairly cheap for this, but it's going to be nice to get out of
in
town.
January?
Yeah.
How much were the fucking tickets?
Round trip was about $430.
Fuck off. To San Diego in January?
Yeah.
Holy shit. That
Wasn't
is
bad.
Yeah, that's not
And
bad
I'm
at
flying out
all.
of Fargo.
Are you fucking
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah.
$400.
$430.
Well, still,
Yeah.
holy
Not bad.
shit,
Not
that's
bad.
impressive.
And I got a place to stay.
Wait, who's the airliner?
American.
No shit.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, that's not bad at all.
Gotta love the internet, man.
Seriously.
So yeah, it'll be nice to get out of town and kind of just decompress for a while.
Oh yeah, for
Probably
sure.
go to the zoo.
Just disconnect. Fuck it.
Right. But then I gotta
Yeah.
come back and it's cold.
Well, you know what? That's the hardest part about vacations, especially when you're in San Diego. Stay in the moment. Don't
Yep.
think about
Oh, yeah.
coming back. You'll come back. It's guaranteed. You're not going to fucking stay there.
No.
So while you're there, you might as well just enjoy every fucking minute of it. And then when you're in the airport, like motherfucker.
I should probably get tuned up when I'm in the airport. That's what I should do.
Did I tell you my tip?
No.
Oh, dude. Okay, so you're allowed. You are legally allowed.
I like that. I love that you have to preface.
Oh yeah.
You got to throw the word legally.
Yeah,
in
no.
there. Okay.
100% legal. You are legally allowed to bring in a quart-sized Ziploc bag. Okay. Now listen to me. Hear me out. In that, you are allowed to fill that quart-sized Ziploc bag full to the brim of 3-ounce bottles.
That's right.
Well, guess what happens to be 3 ounces? The fucking alcohol airplane bottles. But you're traveling, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you do is when you get in the airport, just bite the fucking bullet, buy that $4 20-ounce soda. You go into the bathroom, you drink a fucking quarter of it, and just start dumping those airplane bottles into it. That's what we did to Amsterdam, man. Yeah, for real. Seriously, when we were in MSP, man, I bought fucking two 20-ounce bottles. It was like $6, fucking obnoxious. But I bought two 20-ounce bottles of fucking like Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke or something. Went in the fucking men's bathroom, and I had a whole fucking quart size bag, Ziploc bag full of fucking vodka. And,
man.
Oh yeah, totally legal, 100% legal. And then fucking while I'm in the bathroom, I'm just fucking dumping that shit into this fucking dudes. There's dudes in the bathroom like washing their hands and like looking over at me. I'm like, what's up?
Yeah, they know. They know.
Yeah, they know what's up.
Well, it'd be nice, man. I'm not a real big fan of flying, in general, but. No, it'll be a good time. And that's solid advice, though, to kind of, because I do have a tendency to go out and be like stressing, instead of like, dude, you're on vacation.
Right.
You got to chill out, man. You got to chill out for a little bit. Everything will still be there when you get back. So, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Disconnect.
That seems like a good place to disconnect.
Just
right now.
disconnect. You'll be back. It'll be fun. That's right, Grolsch. If you want to sponsor rumorcast.com, I love your product. So does Chris.
We certainly
Grolsch,
do.
everybody. The beer of the podcasting world.
Right. Well, I'm out of shit to talk about, man.
Yeah. Oh, my fucking God. We're running on almost 2 hours. All right, Chris. Is there anything else you want to plug?
Nope. That's it.
All right, man.
You throw all my websites on there. You know what they are.
Yes. I'm going to have you text them to me because I'm a lazy.
Yeah, I totally will. I was going to say that anyway.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure, man.
Well, thank you, man. You are welcome any fucking time. I can't wait till you're in here again. So glad I ran into you at the bar.
Right on.
Everybody else, have a good evening. It's me and Chris, and we will talk to you next time. All right, you guys. It was a beautiful new year. We're going to end this short and sweet. I love you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep listening, and I'll keep talking. You guys take care, and we'll see you in the new year.
What do we do for mics here? I like this.
So these
I'm
are
gonna crack one of these.
fucking A right.
Dang.
Hold on, not yet. I just want to do a sound check. Can you talk into the mic a little more?
1, 2, 3, 4. Talking into the mic. We used to have a Polish sound guy and a check 1, 2, 1, 2.